Hey,
Uh,
excuse the voice. I'm actually coming off a cold, so my voice is a little different right now, but I can still talk. Yeah, I don't make it a secret that what I don't make it a secret, even though the identity withheld. It was actually a joke when I came up with the name, but people think
uh,
I use it to hide who I am, and I don't want people to find out who I am. I actually I teach online, so people know who I am. I actually teach the black babies. That's what I do. That's how I give back. I picked up a lot of knowledge along my path, and I give back by teaching the young kids the importance of STEM and how much it could affect them in the future, and how not easy. It's not easy, but it's readily available if you see it. The opportunities to take advantage of them now, so by the time you get somewhere my age, this conversation won't be a big deal. I'm not saying I have all the money in the world. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I live a pretty comfortable life, especially where I came from, to the point where I'm able to do things for my family that no one in my immediate family has ever been able to do. I've never seen it growing up. I've never experienced a situation like that. So I know the effects of realizing how important the decisions I make at a young age, how it affects me in the long term. Fortunately, I saw that. Now, my journey itself, it's not hard to do. It just takes dedication. Anybody that says community college is trash. I am not a community college graduate, but I did use it to get um my scholarship going into a 4-year university. I got went to a 4-year university, got the scholarship, turned that into a dual major and got 2 degrees simultaneously under one scholarship. I got When I finished that, I worked at 3 major corporations. Two of them, the first one, I decided to shift gears and go back to learn a specific skill that I noticed was important, and I knew nobody that actually did it, and it was designing circuits. Not just designing circuits, but learning the semiconductor field the way I know it. This is the field that Lloyd claims that I don't know. That is my life, bro. I studied it so well that I ended up making it my career, and I didn't even go to school for it. That's how good I got at it, because I had a good enough background to springboard into learning a lot of this stuff and testing, designing, fabricating, you name it. I've done it. I'm not hiding that. That is not a secret. I've been telling this for years on the internet because I want people to use me as an example. Anybody that says they can't do it, you can read a physics book. You can read a semiconductor physics book. You can read, uh, you know, um, 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 what is it? Any mathematical level, Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc 3, differential equations, linear systems, LTIs. You can read all of it. It's there. The question is, what are you going to do with it? So for me, I grabbed so many disciplines simultaneously that when I walk in the door, I can fit in almost any pocket they need me to. That's how good I got at what I do, because I stay relevant. I stay on learning that topic. I stay on learning. I'm willing to learn something new if it's in my lane. I don't do software. I can, but it's not my thing. If you do software, that's a different lane. I'm more on the hardware side, so I learn about the physics of materials. I've studied under materials engineers. I've studied under circuit designers. I've studied under PhDs that knows specifically how a MOSFET works. I've studied under these people. So I've learned a ton of things that I know is critical for the next wave of kids. If they have this kind of insight, they could change the game within a generation. If they had somebody to point them to it. Look, this is a game changer. I'm not saying it and I'm just blowing smoke out my ass. I'm telling you, I am a kid from the projects. I'm a kid that grew up on government assistance, government cheese. And I mean, I didn't even know what broke was when I was little, but it was every day to me. That's my background. That didn't stop me from being what I am, though. It took me to realize there's things that I can do to change my environment. And it worked for me in my life. Imagine if I had this information when I was a kid. I didn't have anybody to give me this. I had to learn this in my late 20s. So I'm trying to
Mhm.
actually teach kids this stuff when they're like 12, 13, 14. I'm trying to give them that knowledge then because when they turn 25, they should be on their second masters by then. They should be on their second masters by then because they should have enough to keep pushing forward. Don't use any excuse of use community college. Don't shy away from community college. I'll give you this, Chris. I'll give you this, Chris. And I gave this on Q Brothers channel. We talk to the kids all the time about it.
Mhm.
Figure out a plan. Figure out what you want to do and work backwards. What I mean by that is, if you want to design the next car, find out what disciplines go into that car. There's tons of them, right? Tons of
Yeah.
them. The brakes, the windshield, the lights, the battery, the motor, the aerodynamics of the car. There's tons of engineering going on in the car. That's too broad. Narrow it down to the point where you can't go any further. If you say you want to know about cars, what about the car? You want to talk about batteries? Okay. What about the battery? Why is the battery important? How can you affect how that battery operates? One thing you need to learn is materials. How does it even operate? What does it do? What it can't do? What is it? What are its limitations? Study that. Be the best you can be in that one pocket and run the rest of your life on it. I don't care what discipline you pick. If
Mhm.
you pick batteries, if you pick windshields, I don't give a damn what it is. Pick one thing and study the hell out of it to the point where you will be able to create the next. That's how you advance. That's how you make sure there's not going to be any point in your life you're not relevant because you will be the one answering the questions about that new thing because you've been studying this for 5, 10, 15 years. It doesn't even matter is the beauty of it. Just pick one thing. For me, I
Mhm.
picked hardware. I picked hardware. I wanted to know materials. I wanted to know electrical properties, mechanical properties of the material, ferromagnetic properties of the material, thermal properties of the material, and then learn how they all coexist, how one affects the other, frequency response, all of these things only because I focused on the material. That's all I did. It is not a secret. Anybody can do this if you have the discipline to do it. Do you have to do it when you're 15? No. I didn't start doing this till I was 26, 27 when I decided I'm going to do something different. From 26 to 31, all the college stuff got out the way and the rest was all learning on the field. But what I did was picked a discipline and stuck to it. I didn't care about anything else. I only wanted to learn about materials. I only wanted to know about the electrical properties and all the mechanical properties. The mechanical's cool, but I was more in electrical. That's where the circuit design stuff comes in. But I focused
Mhm.
heavily on one discipline. Do not waste your time trying out 5, 6 different types of positions and different types of fields that you might work on. Find one and take every single class they offer pertaining to that one thing. When you get out into the world, take jobs or positions, whatever you call it, jobs, positions, create a company, whatever, focused on that one thing that you focused on in college. You will be the next level. I do not care what discipline you pick. Just pick it and stick with it. Damn, I should put that on a t-shirt, shouldn't I? That should be on a damn t-shirt. I'm just saying though. I don't laugh at me, Chris. I'm just saying. It's not it like I said, I'm not here to be like trying to get YouTube fans or YouTube. I don't care about YouTube like that. It was a way of like just talking to people during COVID. So I don't need the internet for money. I never did. This is just a way of having fun, having these conversations. I love talking about this stuff. Technology, hell yeah. Where else can I go and have these kind of conversations? Like, you can't go to the barbershop and talk semiconductors. They don't want to talk about that at the barbershop. But again, my motive is different than somebody out here trying to take something from you. I'm here offering, and I'm offering it for free. I don't ask you for your subscription. I don't ask you for go watch my channel. Go watch my channel. If you want to watch my channel, and sometimes I put some funny stuff up. The whole Lloyd stuff is funny to me. If you watch those videos, they're all just to clown the whole scenario because I know what he's talking about is junk. But it's interesting to me that people really, really buy into it. That is more fascinating to me. I'm more intrigued by how many people want to be lied to. It's fascinating to me. So now I spent the last 2 weeks like actually doing something I don't really do. I was studying like mental behaviors and patterns of the human mind. Like, what makes someone want to be lied to? That is fascinating to me. Now, am I going to make a career out of it? No. I'm not going to be a professional. That's not my goal. But that came from the discipline I learned once I realized the trick. It's almost like not a trick. It's more of a if you know this before you enter any university, there's nothing you can't ace. You can ace everything if you have the right mindset walking in. I don't care if it's math. I don't care if it's physics. I don't care if it's psychology. Doesn't matter. Math is not only for the smart. No, you haven't applied yourself, one, and two, you haven't had nobody sit you down and explain it in the way that resonates with you. That's the difference. Anybody can do it, but, but everybody won't stick with it. It's easy to come up here and act like you're an expert in this shit and you don't know anything past a YouTube video. I don't do that. I pride myself on this stuff. I give back because that is how big it is in my world and how much it changed my perspective from the humble beginnings I've had. I thank my mom and my dad for what they did. They had just enough to make sure I had food on in my stomach and clothes on my back. It was rough, but at the same time, I knew I'm not going to continue that. I'm going to do something different. And the fact that I did this much of a change in one lifetime, I'm not even done yet. But the fact that I did this much in one, I'll say half a lifetime, because I'm not done yet. Imagine what it could be if more minds had that already in them before they even got to the point of needing it. That is impactful. I know it's big. So big, I don't even take money for what I do. I don't need your money. I just want to give others a chance that they probably won't have in certain parts of this world. It is what it is. I'm sorry. It's just like realistically, that's just, I mean, if you've ever been to the United States, I'm sure there's some similarities. I'm sure there's some differences from where you are. But point is, black people just pretty much get a raw end of the stick, like in some things. And I don't want to get up here on any racial stuff. It's just things that I've seen growing up and the opportunities that I've seen and some things I've missed that I don't want to say because it's race, but it had a lot to do with just the scenario that I just can't prove it. Like it's just something I can't just put on a piece of paper and say, look, here's proof. It's not that simple. So I'm more trying to give others who think they don't have a chance. No, you have a chance. You just have to know when to take it and how to manipulate it. I don't need your money. That's how big of a deal this is. I don't need your money. If you want to listen to me, great. If you want to tell me I'm an asshole or arrogant or okay, that's fine too. But I still feel an obligation to give back to those that were me when I was in that position. When I didn't think I would live past 25 because of the situation I was in, the surroundings I was in. Like, there's no way I'm going to even reach 30. Not in this condition. No, yeah, I had to do something. So I did. Now I'm coming back to tell you, hey, look, There is a way.